Just put Faredoon in Kal Ho Naa Ho. He's there as the...
You were stabbed.
You were stabbed?
Yeah.
The fuck?
On the
Why?
road. Again, nobody did nothing. That's why the person always has to do something. So here there was about 10 of us shoved into this van. We haven't even reached Aarey.
Let me play the video. Let's see what's happening. So that's Faredoon. He's getting very nicely manhandled into that.
So this, and they did it to school teachers and children, and they took 20-25 people to different police stations all over the place. So no one knew, had any idea where who was, you know. She and 3 very sweet Parsi aunties fought with the government for like 19 years to save the Oval Maidan from the government.
Really?
So much so that she even got a letter from Indira Gandhi that I'm with you, congratulations for doing this good work.
Seriously? Look, sounds to me like you've always been anti-establishment, right since birth.
I mean, murders, rapists, arsonists are being garlanded and felicitated, whereas students and people who, you know, sort of proclaiming peace and harmony are being jailed for, you know, and kept in jail. People don't want to get involved. They're frightened of getting involved because it involves a lot of trouble post it. You know, so like, hello, you know, how low are we going?
We are back with the Pineapple Podcast. The dodo bird may be extinct, but today on the episode, we have Faredoon Dodo Bhujwala, the most exciting and interesting man I have ever met in my life. I didn't know what to talk to him about. Do I talk to him about yoga? Do I talk to him about his dance career? Do I talk to him about his movie career? Do I talk about the fact that he was in the first ever superhero production in India, Captain Vyom? I couldn't decide. I spoke to him about everything, including what happens after life. Let's find out. Welcome back to another episode of the Pineapple Podcast. Today is a very nice day. It is such a nice day because I managed to encounter one of the most interesting personalities I have ever seen in my life. And just because I have said that just to spite me, there's a chance he's going to be what interesting rubbish and not say a single word. But before he has a chance to do that, have a look at this. You see what I mean? I'm going to tell you what's the story behind this particular screen grab, and we'll play the video in a bit as well. But before that, let me introduce to you a yoga practitioner, a yoga teacher, by the way. We just had the International Yoga Day. If you guys can check out his Instagram, he's actually gone and taught students yoga. A professional dancer, a professional performer who's performed in multiple countries. An actor. How many of y'all remember Captain Vyom? Let's see if you can remember him. An actor in Kal Ho Naa Ho, an actor in multiple movies. Let me introduce you to one of the most fun people you will meet on the Pineapple Podcast, Mr. Faredoon Bhujwala.
Hello.
Thank you so much, Dodo, to join us on the... May I call you Dodo?
Yes, no, maybe.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean? This is what I'm working with today. All right. So, Mario doesn't know. So, where does the word Dodo come up? Let's start with that.
It's a bird. It was a pigeon-like bird in Mauritius.
We didn't know it was a bird.
Which is extinct.
It's extinct because the Dutch sailors ate him.
Oh, right.
I
The
didn't have
Dutch
any
sailors
such
ate
luck.
I thought they were extinct because they ran in front of everyone, ran in front of a guest who visited the island, got shot.
No,
That
the
was the
Dutch
version.
soldiers ate them, and I didn't have any such luck. So I'm here.
You wanted to be eaten by Dutch soldiers?
Anyone? Why not? In this day and age, yeah, eat me, damn it.
So let's start with this. This is the first image anyone has seen of you today. I love that this is where this video starts with, where you are standing, you're being hauled off. So background, what is happening here? Before you're arrested, what is happening?
So before this, actually, almost I'm not sure how many years, many years before this really happened, Aarey was pristine, it was open land with buffalo grazing.
Yep.
It was our sort of back entrance into Sanjay Gandhi, which is what we used to call Borivali National Park. And we used to walk in through there. Then one day about early 2000 somewhere, some of the locals mentioned that the electrical little thing was being built there. So about 15 of us went there at the evening and tried to sort of do halchal over there and make a noise about why were they building an electric booth, or what do you call those little electric generator things there.
Okay.
And that's when the thing started that something was happening. That was sold from one A family to another A family, became an electrical thing, and then eventually they started wanting to build a station to wash the metro cars.
Okay.
And so then the movement was fantastic because thanks to internet and the phones, from 10, 15, 20, 30 people, it became thousands of people landing up at Aarey, sort of protesting against the metro, using a buffer zone and a lung of Bombay for a car shed. There were 5 options, but they were insistent on using this.
What were the other options? Are you aware?
Kanjur Marg, I'm not sure of the other 4, but there were a
Right.
lot of them, and all very viable.
Why were they insisting on Aarey?
Because if you see Aarey, and this side is Andheri and this side is Powai.
Right.
So they get this slice of Aarey, it opens up this as an industrial zone.
Oh.
It's just well connected to all those.
And no, just
it's
if you
sitting
take
in
off
the
this corner, and this is like the rest of Aarey, and then this is the Borivali National Park.
Yeah.
This corner, it just opens up a whole commercial plaza for a not so pleasant person who was apparently has promised it to lots of developers.
Okay.
So in fact, after the coup they had, so this was on one of the days when a lot of people landed up there.
So how many people are here with you?
So here there was about 10 of us shoved into this van. We haven't even reached Aarey.
Oh, where is this happening?
This is on the road from Goregaon station walking to Aarey.
Wow. Okay, can we play the video? Let's see what's happening. So that's Faredoon. He's getting very nicely manhandled
Yeah,
into
so
that.
and they did it to school teachers and children, and yeah. So this is why we have absolutely zero faith in the Bombay police. If they can do this to, citizens who they're supposed to be protecting.
But did you have a permit to protest? I mean, do we need permits to protest? Let's start
I
with
don't
that.
see why we need a permit to protest against. Why should we ask hooligans for permission to protest against them?
But what was the charge on which they picked you up?
So they didn't charge us, didn't tell us anything. They just kept us locked up for the day. And luckily, Shiv Sena lady was with us, so we got out halfway through the day. The others people got out the next day and later. And they took 20, 25 people to different police stations all over the place. So no one knew, had any idea where who was,
So they are saying, Madam, Section 144 has been imposed. 144 is curfew, right?
So more than 4 people can't gather. So they use that every time, happily. Marine Drive, one kid was standing there with a Save Trees poster, and 3, 4 of his friends were there. They picked up a kid for saying Save Trees. This is how frightened or anti-environment and anti-people this
Do you
government
get
is.
notice that they have imposed Section 144, or you
They just
found
throw
out as they are picking
They
it?
say it as and when they choose to, yeah.
I mean, that's
So that's
messed
a
up, yeah.
sad and sick state of affairs that we are sort of living in this city of anti-people,
Was this the
anti-environment.
first day of the protest?
No. This was way into the protest. This was almost the last time because then that Section 144 became a general statement for anything, any protest, anywhere. They also had a poster up at Flora Fountain saying Section 144 imposed because
What are they doing here? They're taking a photograph of a poster on a tree.
So because this is at night when they cut some trees at night. And somebody's been dragged off to, yeah. So they dragged off these ladies, children. Children missed their exams because of this government being frightened of protesters and children, school teachers. Yeah, so it's quite
300, 400 trees have been cut.
sad. In one day, on one night.
And this felling is for development, I guess.
This is for the metro shed.
Oh, okay.
So they're using whatever part of the Mithi River and the water there, which is for the forest and for the farmland and for the buffalo sheds, to clean their metro cars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this true?
Yeah,
That
it's
you're supposed to give 15 days notice before you...
It's supposed to, yeah.
Okay.
So they just make arbit laws also. So I mean, and considering the way the world is, I mean, the city and the country works, law seems like completely arbit.
So this is Faredoon. This is you. This is
One of me.
even when I met you for the first time. I think we started talking, and within maybe 5 minutes, I understood that you're not someone I would usually meet on the road. You're very free spirited. You have a very strong moral compass of what is right and wrong, and not just a moral compass. You have an ability to say, okay, look, I know this is right. I am going to fight. There is nothing you can do to stop me, and you try your best to stop me. I don't care. Where has that come from? Have you been like this all your life as you were growing up?
Pretty much, I think so, because I'm an only child. My mother was pretty strong, in a way, an activist too, because she and 3 very sweet Parsi aunties fought with the government for like 19 years to save the Oval Maidan from the government.
Really?
So much so that she even got a letter from Indira Gandhi that I'm with you, congratulations for doing this good work.
Seriously?
So I think that is way back there then. So I was there running around collecting signatures from cricketers and people passing by
To
every
save
morning.
Oval Maidan. And so Oval Maidan is still
It's
awesome
thanks to
today.
us. Thanks to us.
I did not know
19
that.
years.
Did not know
Then
that.
another 19 years later, UNESCO has finally given the whole precinct a UNESCO World Heritage Precinct.
So before it was a World Heritage site,
Only
they were
the
about to raise it.
Every time somebody new came to the Mantralaya, they wanted to build either a parking lot, a food mall, or canteen, or some shit or the other. They just couldn't bear seeing open land, you know.
But hold on, did you say that South Bombay now it's heritage area? You can't
Now,
certain
he's talking
parts.
19 years
certain
ago.
parts. I'm talking this is like 70s, late
Okay,
70s,
okay.
yeah.
So when that protest was happening outside the DAE, where they didn't want the atomic energy building to demolish the Royal Alfred Sailors' Home, were your
No,
family
I
involved?
wasn't part of that. No, no,
Okay.
yeah.
Because I thought that logically made sense. So
Yeah.
your family, your mom was always involved in these protests.
So because they were like, because we live in this lovely precinct and someone wants to destroy your trees and your park, you're damn well going to say something about. I mean, now people are so frightened to say anything. In fact, the Oval Cooperage group has become sort of like,
So that was your
A-lickers.
mom.
They're like brown nosers, as I would call them. They lick up to anything that has a little bit of power.
So that was your mom, but you are still a child.
Yeah.
Where do you get the strength to say? So were you ever worried what will happen to me? Were you ever worried, okay, will I get a job if I do these? So where does that strength come from? As a child, were you always like this?
Yeah, a single child. So I always had free roam, working parents.
Was there any kind of father figure?
I had a father. He was there. His sperm went into my mom and I came. Yeah. I think that was like, yeah. I mean,
yeah. So I don't put it on this time. I don't put it this.
Yeah. I'm not immaculate conception. My mother would have liked to have thought so. Yeah, but yeah.
Go ahead. Or the next after father figure.
No, just
So go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Which
So,
so?
I mean, your values came from him.
My values come from, I think, yeah, both my parents.
Okay.
Because again, they're both very, for that age, I think they were quite cool and forward. Because also they were both working. And then suddenly
What did your dad do? What did your mom do?
So dad worked in Sigma Paints. So it was, he painted ships' bottoms. Yeah, so that's where the docks are quite, I already know, I've been there, done that.
So at Lion Gate, your dad was there?
No, inside the other side. Yeah,
Acha.
from Lion Gate, we'd go into the other side.
Okay.
And mom was in Nirmala Niketan.
Okay.
She was first an admin and then a teacher of English, which I didn't realize I'd be doing much later in life. So mom was very sort of good, sweet Christian girl. Because she had spent all her life in a convent. Then she worked for the rest of her life in a convent. And I went to church as a child, but I used to fall asleep and run to the back and have hot coffee and biscuit and all that to stay awake through the mass because I'm not religious.
At all? Never.
I mean, I'll go to temples, I'll go to mosques, I'll go to fire temples. I meditate, I'll sit there. I feel, I understand, I like vibe, but I don't like religion.
So the meditation thing started early for you.
No.
You said you go to mosques and temples and
I hang
meditate.
out in them.
When did the meditation part start?
Interesting. So that started halfway through somewhere, when I was in my 30s, I guess.
30s. So when you
Halfway
were
through life.
But when you were a kid, you were still anti-religion. You were running out of right. So was there ever pressure on you to conform, do engineering, do doctor?
They tried.
Who tried?
Both parents. I had to do my Navjote. So every vacation, I had to.
Sorry. So nobody knows that's what's a Navjote.
Navjote is the initiation into the world of Zoroastrianism. Now, in retrospect, I think it was quite lovely because the head priest was wonderful. He tried to teach me prayers, but didn't make sense to me.
So the equivalent would be in our Hindu culture, we have the thread ceremony. Very similarly, in the Parsis, we have the Navjote.
So we have a thread ceremony, the thread that goes around our waist, which I'm not wearing. But yeah, so they teach you the prayers, it's initiation into it. And right now I've got the head priest's book, which is in English. So that makes much more sense than when he tried to teach it to me. So I did it at home. I told him to say the prayers loud and I'll follow him because I was not going to learn it. We got over it in 1 day, 2 days, and my thread ceremony, I went into the closet and stayed there forever. Yeah.
So
I wear it. I wear it when I go for funerals, and I go to the fire temple when the head priest is around. I have to wear it, or they won't let me in. Yeah.
So you do visit agiaries even
Yeah,
today?
yeah.
Okay. And so let's start with that. Explain agiaries to people. I'm pretty sure no one's ever. We will never be allowed in, by the way.
Walk, and I'll explain it to you.
No, even I haven't heard about it.
Just the basics of what an agiari
But
is.
Zoroastrianism, Zoroaster, single star. There's a lovely thing which I read recently about him being called the golden single star. That's what Zoroaster apparently translated directly into. He was the first prophet some million years ago. I mean,
Yeah, quite a long time.
To preach about having a single God, a monotheistic religion, and that single God is Ahura Mazda. And from that trickles basically the Great Spirit, and he creates and gives us fire and water to be able to live with, and the environment. And that's why Parsis are very fond of their plants and the earth and fire and water. We have a fire temple, which is called Agiari, which is the regular fire temple. We have the seniors, which are called Atash Beram, out of which there are only 9 in the world, out of which 4 are in Bombay. And we have about 40 agiaries, that's the junior fire temples, right? And so, yeah, most people go there on a regular basis. Otherwise, you go there on famous or religious days. And that's it. There's a big fire in a sanctum sanctorium. And there's always a well, because without fire, you're dead. Without water, you're also dead. So
There's this figure, I know you mentioned Ahura Mazda.
Right.
This figure called Ahriman,
Ahriman is the baddie.
the bad.
Yeah.
So, you know,
the good and the evil.
So when I was reading about Zoroastrianism like 10 years ago, a lot of similarities, some similarities with Christianity. Christianity says, you know, the good triumphs over the evil, but I think here it's both of them are held in equal balance.
So it's again the old what do you call it, the old what do you call them, the original Americans or the Red Indians. They have the same thing. It depends on which wolf you feed.
Okay.
Yeah, you feed the evil, he grows. You feed the good, he grows. I didn't mean it like that, but yeah.
You are the wolf man.
We're all wolves.
So this was you, Navjote. You're still a child. Your parents were your parents ever telling you must be an engineer, you must be a doctor, you must be a child?
Yeah.
And your response was?
Fuck it.
From the beginning? So was your father a very strict person?
No, luckily not.
Not.
Oh, poor fellow, no. But then they realized too late that, like, dude, this guy's going like wild here, you know? I was busy, like, they'd come home and find me missing because I was sitting on the road with a bhelwala making bhel and eating bhel, or selling it for other people, or helping the bhelwala, helping the foolwala, sitting with the kela wala, knocking down kelas, selling them, just helping the street vendors down my road.
That was you after school?
Because, yeah, they weren't there, no?
They weren't there. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I had to entertain
what
myself.
did you finally decide? When was the first time you decided, look, I'm going to go do something
I never
arts?
decided.
When did dance
It
come up?
happened per chance, actually. Life happens where you have other plans, Lennon. But yeah, I wanted to be a forest officer, actually.
Oh, okay. That makes sense for you, actually.
So yeah, so I studied, I wanted to do psychology and literature, and the principal was my mom's friend and professor. She's saying, oh, you Parsis, oh, you theatre people want to do all this nonsense. Hello, yeah, I have nothing else to do. I want to do it. By then I was already on stage. So it was like, okay, she's saying, you're damn good in geography. Look at your marks here. Do geography. Nobody's doing geography. I went, yeah, forest officer. By then I was already in National Park and getting caught trying to stay there at night and all that jazz. So I thought geography, I'll be a forest officer. But by then I'd done so many shows that I got waylaid into the showbiz. And
so we skipped a step here. When was the first time you were on stage?
in school.
School? And since then you've regularly been on stage?
So in school, when Doordarshan had a thing called Magic Lamp,
Okay.
they took one of our school plays. In fact, I still meet Aruna Raje. She and her then partner shot us doing, I was Robin Hood.
The Robin Hood.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But an Indianized version. We had this very cool, she was my geography teacher. She was really cool. She was like Elton John ki Maya. She had these spectacles. She used to wear these glasses which would have like race car flags and palm trees with diamantes and like, come on, man, that's one, you want that. So of course she was my favorite. And she used to write these plays. So she had Robin Hood in Gateway of India, sort of, sort of like very colloquialized.
So
then,
would you also do street plays?
No, we're Parsis.
These days, you have a lot of people just
Now
do
we
these.
do. We need to
yeah.
because theatres are ridiculously boring and censored. Yeah.
What do they call these plays when people just come together and all of a sudden
Street plays.
Street plays. Right?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, what you said. Yeah. Oh, you get roasted, poor fellow.
I'm roasting myself, I think.
It's one of those days.
Who was your father figure? I have a father. What are these street plays called? Street plays.
Kya bole mare? What to do?
I thought there was some finesse to the
So
name.
you're picking a career as a forest officer. You're already on the stage. So what
actually,
happens next?
Backtrack in between there. I forgot. So I'd done theatre in school. I did theatre when I was in Xavier's in 11th, 12th. We did this sort of very adventurous play. We did Brecht.
Okay. What is the? I'm not familiar.
Bertolt Brecht is this very German, very sort of anti-establishment and, breaking the whole format of theatre also. So we had like Greek chanting, we did Bharatanatyam. And
Who did Bharatanatyam?
We did Bharatanatyam.
Did you know how to dance by then?
No. But
Achha.
there was a lady who...
Achha, there was someone else
who
dancing.
taught
Okay.
us, and she then became the principal of Sophia College, Ananda. She's very sweet. So we did this very experimental play, which was so experimental that we got locked out of the theatre. And the ushers wouldn't let us in because we were coming in from the audience, no?
Oh.
And they said, "No, aapka ticket hai." I said, "Hello, aap log stage par jana hai, gada." So we had to like strangle this guy, push him aside, and go in.
Wow.
Then
This is what year?
Oh, when I was 17,
17.
16. Just
Okay.
finished school, yeah.
Okay.
In 11th standard. Then, of course, night clubbing was, because we had that 6-month break in school. Did you all ever go through that?
No, not
We-
6 months.
2-3
So
months.
We finished school in, when did we finish? In December, and college would start in June. So we had a 6-month break to go mad, basically. So we would have to do some course, no? So I enrolled in German. I already spoke German before I got in, because we had magazines.
Okay.
And clubbing one day at the Cellar, which was under the Oberoi, which is where I was teaching yoga day before yesterday. It's now one conference room.
Oh, wow.
It was like a cellar. It had like coves with like the arches of stone, and one side was a dance floor and a DJ and the bar and the bathroom. And I'm going wild dancing on the dance floor, and this crazy woman comes like, "You have to come for an audition tomorrow. We're auditioning for a musical."
Just randomly.
Random woman.
Sees you dancing and says, you must come.
Sees me dancing, dances with me. We go completely mad on the dance floor. I'm not going to tell you what we were imbibing, but and we had lots of fun. And she said, "You have to come. You have to come." Took my number, dialed me the next day. "Come to this place." Went.
Okay.
There were all these dancers who'd done ballet and all that. And there was this. I was wearing shorter shorts at that time. I used to rip all my clothes. It was a time when everything had to be cut and torn and ripped and put safety pins in and all that. It was a punk period. And I go to this place and I sort of kick around, dance, kick a lampshade. Oh, fuck, get out of here, man. Run away, get a call in the evening, you're on. I said, "Don't be stupid."
So you did a good job. You just unnecessarily modest. Okay.
I was just a wild kid. So I did these musicals with a guy called Sylvie de Cunha, dear, dear, dear soul. He is the guy who started the Amul campaign. The
Wow.
Amul girl, yeah? De Cunha Associates. So Sylvie de Cunha was the one who did that. And he did these very topical musical reviews called I Love Bombay and It's Not Funny. What was this? 79, 80, somewhere there. Yeah. So I was like 18, 19 years old. And there was like musical reviews. So you had dance and you had little skits taking the piss of the government. And so brave that the Gandhi family came and applauded being taken the piss off on stage in Delhi,
Nice.
which our dear government will never be able to do or have the guts to do. And won't even allow. They're not allowed to like, put a cartoon.
I've seen an AI video released of our Prime Minister where he's shown dancing on stage.
Yeah, but that
he
is-
loved it. He retweeted it.
That's a safe one on the
No,
wire
it
one.
was a very
But other
cartoonish video.
cartoonists and poor, what do you call them, stand-up comedians are going to jail for it.
That has gone up. I will
Yeah,
agree.
so then,
In
like,
fact, that
he
entire
has no sense of humor. He should go to school first, besides going to office.
You had told us that we had to
We're
avoid
not
politics.
talking about him. Yeah, he's
Ah,
a
okay.
bad man.
Huh.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So yeah, we got picked up at Cellar, did musicals, and then God help the forest officers. I never got there.
You didn't do the exams, nothing.
No, because then I realized after BA you have to do science and you have to do government exams.
Right.
And
Yes.
I don't like anything to do with the government, so let's leave it at
But
that.
it sounds to me like you've always been anti-establishment, right? Right since birth.
Not since birth. First
Because
5
you were
years, I have no idea.
your plays and all were always anti-government.
Because it was not anti-government, it was, anti-establishment.
That's why I said
Anti-establishment.
anti-establishment.
Because it's something that you found everybody, you'd see even in college or like even now when you're going to work or traveling to Malad, you see everybody with dead eyes, whether in the cars, whether they're in an air-conditioned car or in a railway station, like they didn't have the murderer. They were all, and I've always been like, no, you have to go out there, you have to do something. You can't just sit there and say, not me.
So, since you touched on it, I mean, for people, I don't know when this episode is being released, but just a few days ago, an unfortunate incident happened which kind of affected me very seriously, and I discussed it with Faredoon off camera, where a young man was wanting to shut the doors in a train. That's it. It was raining, he wanted to just shut the door. And that led to an argument, and the end result of that argument was he was stabbed and he lost his life. And the passengers around, at least in the video, the passengers around seem to want to avoid having anything to do with it. And we talked about it. I mean, if something like that happens in front of us, would the shock of that moment would probably keep us still for a few minutes. I would like to believe, it's never happened to me, so I don't know if I would do it, but I would like to believe that I would have intervened. And I know you enough, I know you would have intervened, right?
So I think the problem now is not only people don't want to get involved, they're frightened of getting involved because it involves a lot of trouble post it.
In what
The
way?
system does not support you. The system
There
then
is video
harasses
evidence
you.
now, right? So
There's video evidence. So I mean, people are busy shooting it, but not helping out. They could have saved his life.
They
They
could
could have saved his life. Had eventually whoever took him to the police station or the thing, you'd end up staying there for a day and a half because they're going to keep questioning you about things which you have no idea after. You just
Was
don't
it
listen to
always like this? Do you remember it being easier?
No, it's always been pretty bad.
It always has been bad.
The reason most people don't help out accident victims in our country is because you get stuck with the police case and with everything else beyond that. And unfortunately to say, like, I've been in accidents and before the guy who was in my car was banged by another guy, the other guys who banged into our car had gone and sort of tipped off the police. And so there was no case. There was no case against the guy who banged into our car. So that's how it works in our country, unfortunately to say.
Still on the case, and what I noticed that, people distance themselves from the attacker, but did they go to the help of the one who was stabbed? Or
He was already dead.
He was already
He was
dead.
already on the ground. He was
They could have been
Called the cops or something, and then he was wheeled off on.
I mean, they could have done some aid, right? I mean,
they said tried to revive him. Today's article was there that they tried to revive him and tried to keep his eyes open, but he'd been stabbed multiple times.
Oh.
So it was
so I
quite
think
a gory
that
sight.
could have been prevented by just like 10 people jump on him, push him down, throw him out of the train.
So then there's another line there, right? Lynching. There's another line you cross because they say if people act on their own, that's mob lynching.
No, but
so people may be afraid that if they're
paralyzed. They're just paralyzed and they're
you're right. I saw the video.
Yeah, they're just cowards. They're all like cowering in the corner. They're cowards. Simple as that.
I mean, to be fair to them, I don't know how I would like to believe I would have intervened. But I think the shock of seeing someone with a knife might momentarily make you deer in the headlights.
There's 3 of us and there's 1 of him. Okay, he's large. There's 20 of us.
I will tell you this. Having thought about it, if it ever happens in front of me, I won't let myself be shocked. I will go and act.
Now that we know of, hopefully more people wake up.
That is something I can promise everyone here. So I hope you guys do too. I mean, that cannot be our society, right? You cannot have somebody deciding to stab someone because he refused to shut a door. And if we don't get involved, then you can't really say you're a citizen, because as citizens, I think even we have a little bit of responsibility.
The sad thing here, bringing up this thing right now, violence has become the norm. Violence has become accepted. Violence has become, in fact,
is it more violent today?
It's much more violent
today.
It is. It's more apparent. It's maybe more news because of the media, but it's also become a ticket to fame. Unfortunate to say this unpolitically, but I mean, murders, rapists, arsonists are being garlanded and felicitated, whereas students and people who, sort of proclaiming peace and harmony are being jailed for, and kept in jail. And murders and rapists are like coming out, being garlanded, and people are dancing around. I mean, this is like, hello, how low are we going?
I love that we're trying to get Faredoon's story, but while we're doing it, we're getting these diversions into who Faredoon is. So fine, Faredoon has decided no more forest service, but you've been spotted, you've been on stage. now you're in front of cameras. When does that first start? And how does it start? Has someone spotted you or asked you to audition?
That lady in the dance, right?
So the dance that became commercial, the theatre.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So because of theatre, I started doing advertisements.
Do you remember the first advertisement you
The
shot?
first advertisement was for Raymond's legwear.
Can we spot Raymond's? Oh, sorry. What is the police trying to? Oh, random. Okay. Can you spot Raymond's legwear Faredoon and see if we can find the first
It
ad
was
that
like in
Faredoon
the
ever shot?
early 80s, 79, 80s. So I doubt they have it on.
Let's see.
What
Google
on earth
images.
is leg wear?
So it was trousers. So all of
they
us were
used to call it
dancing. So it was
legwear.
just waist down. And of course, it was after doing a show. And between night clubbing, we were shooting an ad.
I don't think your laptop's connected to the TV anymore.
So it was Kakar, one of Prahlad Kakar's ads.
So you worked with Prahlad Kakar
many
directly?
times, many times.
Tell us about the man. I've always been curious. Is he legit the genius that we all make him out to be?
I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, he's clever.
So I think
He's smart. He's clever. He has quite a vision, and he played the character of director very well. The tantrum and the coming on the set later saying, "Oh, this is not the right green. Get the right green." Dude, we've been fucking dancing. Let's see. I'll just shoot and let's get out of here. So we'd land up sitting another 6 hours in the green room waiting for the set to be painted the right green. But it was fun working with him because it was insanity that we were insane, he was insane, so it worked,
Yeah, but don't directors normally do that? They move people around until they get what they want exactly.
Yeah, but I think there should be some more of a dialogue. Because I think we've come to a stage where we're not that old school people who take shouting, screaming, ranting, raving, and being abused. In fact, one day when I got abused, I just walked off and left in my costume and went and danced all night in a nightclub, but they found me in the nightclub and they take me back to the shoot.
What happened here? Why did they abuse you?
So I was told to fuck off, so I fucked off. I walked right off the set, out of the studio, and went to Studio 29 and danced away in my costume.
When do you start acting in serials? When did that first come
Serials
about?
nowadays, serials.
Captain Vyom?
Oh, Captain Vyom was my mistake. So Ketan and Deepa were good friends of mine. I was teaching them yoga.
So, okay, now I have to rewind. When did you first start doing yoga? You said 30s?
No, I started meditating in 30s. I started doing yoga. I can't remember. Okay, so I danced for many years, like a wild disco jungly and fashion shows and disco shows and stage shows and theatre. Then I did ballet, did classical ballet. The classical ballet school, Tushna Dallas here. Because a lot of her dancers joined us on stage and they were fabulous, but they'd all come and cry because she was very strict and disciplined and didn't like them shaking their hips on stage. So I thought I shake everything. I can't come to ballet class. But eventually I did go to ballet class. I was one of the only guys there. And this other guy joined later. Why am I talking about this? What did you ask for?
How did you move to yoga?
So in ballet class, there was this other fabulous dancer called Uttarasha Kurlawala, who was one of the pioneers of modern dance in India. And she did Bharatanatyam with Martha Graham. Martha Graham is a very raw thing. And it was fabulous. And she brought in these lovely yoga teachers to do a session of yoga with us at ballet. And it was something that happened that clicked, and I've never stopped doing yoga since.
How many years would you say you've been doing yoga? 30, 40?
All my life.
All your life, pretty much?
40, 45 years, yes.
And
so since ballet and yoga, ballet sort of turns you out and makes you very strong. Yoga turns you in and gives you the alignment opposite to what the ballet was. So it was a good balance.
And you were teaching yoga to the producers of Captain Vyom.
So, but that time they weren't producers. I don't know how Deepa got in touch with me. Oh no, I choreographed something for them. I can't remember. Maya Memsab.
Okay.
So I choreographed Deepa and I forgot the actor's name.
That's fine. But you choreographed a song.
Ballroom dancing sort of thing. Yeah. So I choreographed them. And then we got on and we got very friendly, and she wanted to do yoga. And then Ketan, Deepa and I became quite friendly. And
they just cast you?
Yeah, they wanted me to be the magician in Captain Vyom.
How did that go? When was the first time you met Milind Soman? Did you know he would become Milind Soman?
I met him before that.
You met him before that?
I'm not going to tell you. Yeah. So we were doing an ad or something. Yeah.
This is a podcast, by the way. So we kind of ask you questions. You can't say I'm not going to tell you.
But by the way,
it was an ad. So it was an ad for something, and I think we were I was choreographing, and he was had to Abu Jani was giving him a dhoti, and so I know how to tie a dhoti. So that's way
That's
back
how you
then.
met Milind Soman.
That
And
used to do ads and choreograph, and I also, yeah.
when you were doing Captain Vyom, did you know it would be like a cult thing? And there are kids like me
I
who
still didn't know it's a cult thing.
like the kids like me who that was like the introduction to the superhero genre.
Oh, really? I had
That
no
was the
idea.
first. So we saw Shaktiman, we saw Captain Vyom. That is how we get introduced to the idea of superheroes in pop culture.
Oh, okay.
And I will admit, when
Really?
I first met you, I didn't recognize.
No.
Then when I saw the photo, I'm like, holy shit! That's what I can't believe that's it.
I didn't see it actually.
Did you watch those
No.
episodes that you shot?
No,
Have you ever seen it on TV
No.
since then? Never?
no.
See, that shows he's not narcissistic.
Ah.
Now it's my turn to put this on.
This is okay, fine.
So yeah, I don't know. So I come from this different genre of like enjoy doing things.
We have
I don't
actually
need to-
Captain Vyom up. So
I don't
let's
need really
just
necessarily-
put Faredoon in Captain Vyom.
What was my character?
You're the magician, right?
Some name I had, no?
I forgot now. I saw it when I was a kid as well.
Jadugar.
The Jadugar was your title.
Must be, no? So like I was saying, yeah, I do things and just do them for the fun of
Chalasur.
it.
Chalasur, that's you.
Okay, yeah.
Chalasur.
And one didn't necessarily have to see it after that.
Hmm.
You enjoy doing it and get on with life, no? Then other things happen. There's no picture.
That's
here.
Milind Soman there.
Yeah.
But there should be Chalasur here somewhere. We'll find it. It's probably there somewhere down here.
So yeah, unfortunately, a lot of even our theatre, like the best theatre bits which we did,
That's Milind Soman.
there's no record of it. We didn't think of like video shooting and
Hmm.
extra lights and all that. We just do it.
Oh, this was the first time that I saw CGI graphics kind of a thing on.
Yeah. that was it.
How was that fun working out? Were you in front of a green screen and stuff?
Yeah.
Was it the first time you were in front of a green screen?
No, in fact, I can't. The first time we did green screen was, in fact, I've forgotten his name, but he was one of the first graphic people. I don't think it was before or after, I can't remember. But they literally put little camera sensors like all over the body to figure out the radius of movement to cover the dancer
Okay.
to create animated figures.
Oh. And they were doing this back then?
So way back then, yeah. Sham something his name was.
There's a video. Is that you dancing? No.
Yeah, that's
Is
me.
that you?
That was a terrible outfit I had. That's why I think I never went.
Yeah, that's you dancing.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cool. How could I have recognized you? Look how different you look here.
The hair's long.
But look at the
beard's
face.
not.
And I think you've got contacts in your eyes because your eyes are very different here and here.
No,
Did you have contacts on here?
no.
That's him, dude.
Yeah.
That's the first time I'm seeing this too.
Do you remember your dialogues? No chance. I'm kidding.
Probably took me 100 years to learn it because it was in Hindi.
Your Hindi is good. I've
Terrible.
heard you speak. Yeah, we're fine.
12 on 200.
So this Captain Vyom happens. So after this, now I'm guessing everyone's aware that you're there. You're available as an actor. So how come we've not seen you in more? Did you consciously decide to take a step back?
So like I said, I think as theatre people have a slight nose up in the air about Bollywood and, it's not the same energy.
This must be 90s, 92, 93?
No, earlier.
This is earlier?
Much earlier, I think. This is much earlier.
80s, I think. 80s.
Yeah.
So
And-
80s we had other serials coming up, the Campus, Dekh Bhai Dekh, those stuff, you never even auditioned?
No.
And movies, when did they first come to you?
So movies, so we did some movie with Nasruddin Shah, again dancing.
Do you remember the name of the movie? But just check Nazruddin Shah and Faredoon Bujwala.
No,
This
it
should be
wasn't,
fun.
we were just dancing in the background and we were waving flags and something. We were like, right, ridiculous. No, you don't want to say it, just get it off. And so it was mainly like dancers and doing crazy
Okay.
stuff like that, yeah. And acting came in when? I think mainly with stage, yeah. And then, Mango Souffle, then...
So you've heard of Mango Souffle.
heard.
I haven't. I will watch it today.
Okay,
Just
so it's
to-
like so Mahesh Dattani had written a play, actually Muggy Nights in Mumbai, and then he transferred that into.
Okay,
a film.
Google says that you and Nazruddin Shah are frequent collaborators. So how often have you shared the stage with Nazruddin Shah?
I don't know.
It says your frequent stage co-stars who have worked together on
They
various
may be
productions in
collaborating
Mumbai.
behind the screens on script or something. Yeah.
Okay, so Mango Souffle has Nazaruddin Shah. That
No, he
might
doesn't
explain.
have. He's not in Mango. He's not in
It
Mango.
says, okay, Google is wrong, clearly.
He's not in Mango.
So
Souffle.
either Google is hallucinating or you are
So
hallucinating.
no, so Nasir and I meet very often. I was part of his Julius Caesar. I was supposed to do the Ides of March is coming, but by the time the play opened, I think I was on tour with something else.
So let's move to that. So when do you start touring so are you a part of a dance troupe?
No.
So how
So
does the
plays,
touring
so
come
We
about?
do these musicals, we do plays. After we ran out of audiences in Bombay, we had to take it somewhere else. So, I mean, now plays run for like 3, 4, 5 days. That time we'd run for 25 shows, maximum 25, 50 shows. Sometimes bottoms up did too many. And then travel. Madras, Bangalore, Delhi.
You've been abroad
Calcutta.
as well, right? You performed in...
Yeah, that was with Astad. That was different.
What was that?
That was contemporary dance. Thing called Thanatomorphia, the many faces of death. So that
Sounds
was
so interesting.
It was very interesting. So it was these oversized puppets, like 30 feet puppets, and us doing Natyam coming out of them and all. Good fun.
Who taught you Bharatnatyam and how much time did it take you to pick it up? Because obviously you didn't learn when you were 6, 7 years old. You learned later.
So I did ballet when I was 18, 19. Then Prithvi was one of these maverick open houses on Sundays where actors, dancers would meet and musicians. And we do have these crazy workshops when Jennifer Kendall, that's Shashi Kapoor's wife, had this. She was a spirited woman who wanted to bring. So she was part of a Shakespeare wala who brought Shakespeare to India and used to tour around schools.
Wow.
And then she married Shashi Kapoor. They did movies and they opened Prithvi Theatre. And on Sundays we'd have these lovely workshop thing. So my first thing to Bharatnatyam was with Sonal Mansingh at Prithvi.
What all dance forms do you know?
So I don't know Bharatnatyam, but I've dabbled in Bharatnatyam, I've dabbled in Odissi, I've dabbled in Kuchipudi. I spent like, the lady I spoke to, was trying to speak to just now in Kutiram, that was Pratima Bedi at a school outside Bangalore for Odissi, and there was fabulous dancers. So I picked whatever they were doing, I'd pick up, and then I'd teach them a bit of contemporary and yoga. So it was like this.
What would you say changed your life more? You starting to do yoga or the first time you did ballet?
So dancing before ballet.
Dancing.
Yeah.
So when you start dancing, when did you realize that you had a talent for dancing?
Like you saw people more offers, and it was like almost every weekend.
Something
from
was
the
coming.
Age 17, 18 till 40, 45 I was on stage every weekend.
But I spoke to you very recently and you said you've stopped.
Yeah, so then there's a time when the body is not doing what it wants to do.
I've seen you move. You can still move.
Yeah, but it's not what you want to do. It's not what you want to project. It's like comfortable doing nautanki shit. You know?
When was the last time you were on stage?
March.
So you do theatre now?
So it was physical theatre. It was about dancers' bodies aging and how there's a muscle memory that is different probably from your memory, muscle memory.
Yeah.
So it was about 8 dancers from different disciplines called Prime. So though we are way beyond our prime, we're in our prime now. So there's me from contemporary, Jailam from Odissi, Sunila from Bharatnatyam, Saraswati who does Kuchipudi, then very sweet couple who jive, that's Francis and Manuela. Venki, who's from Bollywood, and Venkateshwar, who's a doctor who does like Dance India or something.
And so you?
I said maybe somewhere there. Contemporary and ballet,
You were contemporary.
dance and jazz, and yeah. So it was all of us come together through a workshop, which took very long. It took like 8, 9 months to put together a piece that was like body, memory, dance, and aging.
So do you find that there's still an uptake in interest in this field, since most of it is now moved to theatre and OTT and
I'm guessing
Bollywood?
there's more interest now, right? Now
Is
you
there
have all
interest
these...
spiking
Now-
or people?
Yeah, now there's more interest in dance because that's their road to Bollywood fame shame, no? Or Dance India Dance.
Fame
or
shame.
Basically, people now do it for steps.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I mean, who's that famous? Shamak Dawa.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Everybody enrolls. Oh, did you learn in
he's
Shamak
a
Dawa's
big
school?
business, yeah. So he joined us in Evita. No, he did just before Evita. I think Evita. Before that, he done Tommy with somebody else, and he joined us in Evita.
So there's like this passage, right, to Bollywood. You
Yeah,
have
so
to
it's
you have to
basically-
learn this
yeah.
type of dancing.
You have to be able to do that. Yeah. That
Is the last time you were on screen in a movie, was it Kal Ho Naa Ho?
Kal Ho Naa Ho, God, no. Last time the screen was
Mango Souffle, sorry.
No. The documentary which Lekha made.
Which
She'll
one?
put up somewhere just now, the
Yeah.
Pride March one. So she made a documentary following me around. The Pride
okay.
wala. You had
Okay,
it on screen.
it's already on your YouTube, right?
Yeah, that
this
one. Yeah.
From
So she's a
glamour
very
to
sweet,
social awareness. Let's play this for a bit and let's see if we can talk through this. So that's you again.
No,
Is this your house? Because I've
that's
been to
my
your house.
father.
That's your father. Let's go forward a little bit and get to so activism is not just trees for you, it's the Pride March as well. And that's your mom, right?
Ah,
That's your
mommy.
mom.
Yeah.
A wonderful lady.
Oh.
Such a happy smile, man, just like you.
Yeah, we have the same shape face. Oh.
So Pride in India, we had the very legendary Article 377, which outlawed something which again, in personal opinion only, is just a very natural part of life,
Yeah.
right? And now we're doing khaki stuff.
This was before khaki. This was way before khaki.
That's your house?
No,
Yeah,
this
but
is a well.
It's a well which is close to my place.
Okay.
Yeah. So interesting, Lekha had shot a sort of feature on Bombay about the gay life in Bombay from 20 years ago. And she was at someone's birthday party where I landed up and I sort of just said, happy birthday, hello, hi, every day I'm in her camera, I waved at her camera, I leave. And she showed it all over the world and she kept finding people who knew me and not the rest of the film. So she gets back to me many years later. And then, ooh, Canny. Was that my Girish? No, it's this other irritating fellow.
Everyone's irritating.
But this is an irritating, sulky fellow. The other guys are so sweet and friendly, you know?
Let's pause here. So activism is no longer just trees. So you do you mind me asking, when did you come out? Who did you come out to?
Yeah, in fact, so it wasn't really activism at that time. It was something I just felt I had to do it because so after school, I told you we had the 6 months of free time, right? And I was going quite wild. It was like night clubbing and going out and discovering myself, smoking up, dressing wildly. And we had this fashion street didn't exist at that time. There used to be this the Regal car park.
Yeah.
Where the fountain is, the Wellington fountain.
Yes.
There's these thappis there.
What's a thappi?
Thappi was like just a pile of clothes on big sort of charsas, you know.
And you could buy.
And there were these great designer seconds
Okay.
and international brands for like 12 rupees and 25 rupees.
This is 1970s?
This is late 70s, 80s
Nice.
sometime.
Okay.
Yeah? So we used to get all this great stuff and then we had to go out clubbing with it because you have all these like fabulously like, you know, those colorful Hawaiian shirts and crazy pants with like patches and sequins and like, I don't remember, Tommy Tune came in much later, but those sort of names were around. And clubbing. So we're going wilder and wilder and wilder. And I said, before like now people are obviously talking. So before people say shit to mom and dad, let me tell you guys, like I'm going very wild. And I've decided I'm quite more fond of men than women. I've got boyfriends, I've got girlfriends.
This is in the 70s when it's not culturally acceptable in
But
India.
Bombay that time was more, in a way, more liberal and more...
You know, we spoke about this at your house. You told me one sentence, which I still find so... it irritates me if it's true. You're saying that Bombay was way more liberal in the 70s compared to today.
70s, 80s, it was... Oh, I mean, I'm telling you, you could sort of... We were dancing around, well, in Gateway of India with a boombox. We got echoes there. The cops would come and pass by, right, bache, and go on. You know, we'd be dancing there because it echoes, no? So we'd be dancing there in the morning till the sunrise.
Was Article 377 there during...
So it was actually, it was there. It was like you're not supposed to be fucking around, basically. So, but it was a unsaid thing. So back to my coming out. So before people spoke to my mom and sort of gossip is going to come around, obviously, you know, I'm tangoing down the bloody Oval Maidan, dancing with buffaloes and human beings, you know. They're going to talk. So I
Thank
said,
you for that visual. I owe you a nightmare. Okay.
So before anyone else says something, I better tell you. So, of course, they went into shock. And I'm going, but hello. They've seen me cross-dressing. They've seen me, being wild at home. So, I mean, why should it be a surprise? But it was a surprise when you put it down as a word, like, I decided I like men, not women. But you've got girlfriends. I said, yeah. But they're like incendiary, They're just by the way. Men are more fun. So, of course, when father smirked, I guess he knew. My mother, of course, did the whole, my, me, God thing. Well, God didn't do anything. He has nothing to do with this. It's not you. It's me, my body, my mind.
Yeah.
It took her a long time to come around with that. And I think she went more into that silent acceptance, not acceptance zone. It was difficult for her to...
How
what
old
will
were you when
people
you
say?
told your parents?
17, 18.
That's
Oh, that's
very
very
brave.
young.
That's very brave.
It was, I think, more for me, it was not brave for them for things,
No, but 17 is a very brave age to share, because I have friends who tell me that they themselves weren't sure at 17. Like they felt like, I think I know, but I'm not comfortable telling my...
A lot of people feel that, this is a phase we go through.
Yeah, that's what I
and
went
then
through.
It will come out.
People try that half your life, they tell you it's a phase. It's a long phase.
So 70s, you've come out to your parents. What is the ambience like at home? Now it's open. Now there's no
open,
hiding.
but it's like there's electricity, there's tension, because now it's like, what will people say? What will you do in life? Why are you dressing so wildly? You won't get a
What
good
did
job.
people say back then? Did anybody, first of all, did anybody care?
Yeah, I think they did, because they would speak to mom and not to me.
Okay, that is worse.
That's the sad thing,
Yeah.
because they were too frightened to me, because, I just tell them to cough, basically,
Yeah.
So they knew they couldn't be able to handle me. So they kept away from me, but they would obviously talk behind my back to the parents. So I think they suffered more than me. I'm not saying I didn't suffer. I did, because there was anti-gay people who, in fact, there was one guy who used to sort of stalk me and my friend, and he stabbed us a couple of times.
What are you saying?
Outside Churchgate station at 5 o'clock in the evening.
You were stabbed.
So there's a thing which apparently people do. They stab you in your thigh, which is one of the most difficult places to heal.
Oh.
And the same person did it twice.
What? How old were you?
18, 19.
You were stabbed?
Yeah.
The fuck?
On the
Why?
road. Again, nobody did nothing. That's why the person always has to do something.
You and your friend, or just
Me and a friend of mine, yeah.
And
for just a hate
just
crime?
passing by because we were wearing pink and feathers and running around being crazy.
In Bombay, you were stabbed?
At Churchgate station at 5 o'clock in the evening.
What the hell? That is horrible.
And nobody did F.
So this is why a lot of people do not like to come out really
But this is
openly.
this is 1980s. This is now
Even if he's not come out,
2025.
just because of how he's dressing, you're stabbing someone.
So when you dress yourself, that attracts attention.
Yeah, which is
and
uncalled for.
Yeah, uncalled for. And
yeah.
these people, you become a very easy target, because a lot of
The
people
strange thing
who
is this person is, later on I found out, I then knew who he was, and even more upsetting was that
you knew
I knew who he was, and he was married to a friend.
Oh.
What the?
And I was like, oh, shoot. And then the same person lands up visiting my neighbor. So I see him one night, and he does the same thing again to a friend of mine outside my house.
Why didn't you report him?
We did, but there was absolutely no recourse.
It's a physical assault, right? He stabbed you.
He went away, and he was more connected. Anyway, he's no more.
What the hell? That's
God
horrible.
bless his soul, but he's no more. Yeah.
And you had to see him every day around you?
Not every day, but yeah, every few moments, every few times, yeah. So that was one of those feelings. Yeah.
And did you always have to keep an eye open, look behind you when you're walking?
No. I mean, I should have, but I didn't.
He stabbed you twice. What the hell? Yeah.
Okay, I think now you need to move on.
Yeah.
I'm just a little in shock. I'm like, I can't believe stuff like
yeah,
this.
it is shocking. Yeah.
It was a shock but what's really strange and funny was it didn't stop us from being badly behaved, from being wild and flamboyant.
Or being expressing
in fact,
who you are.
it pushed me a little further, at that moment, yeah. So it was a time when
so this is the biggest response you could have done, was to continue being who you are, because the stab was to silence you, right? And if you're not silenced,
I think it was more than silence, that it was out of resentment that someone was out there flamboyant, having fun, proclaiming themselves.
Yeah.
When this person was, he also had a physical impediment.
Oh.
He had a funny arm or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
He was, let me use the right term, differently abled.
He was disabled.
He stabbed him. He can say what he wants.
Oh, yeah, right.
He was an ugly MF.
So, okay. So, back to my original question. The 377 was still there.
Yeah,
But it was a not implemented rule.
It was not
just
considered. But let's say, now that you mentioned that, actually, late 70s, sometimes Ashok Rao Kavi, who brought
Yeah.
Gay Bombay and not Gay Bombay, what is this thing?
I have
Blanking out. Anyway, so it's a gay group that helps people come out and support. It's a big support group. He used to
Oh
meet.
wait, I think we did a Toastmasters meeting there. Is it in Santa?
Kalina, somewhere. No,
yeah.
on their way to Kalina.
Yeah,
Amboli,
it's a
Kalina.
community-based group.
Yeah, shit, anyway, it's not there right now.
And the name will come to
So
it.
we used to meet every Wednesday at a friend's place down my road because this German guy had come down to sort of mobilize to eradicate 377. And instead of it was like a news rag, it was a photocopied
Hamsafar.
thing. Hamsafar. Thank you. Yeah. Ashok will kill me. Sorry, Ashok.
Ashok, you're welcome on the podcast.
You must get him here one day. So we used to have these photocopied newsletters every few weeks, which we'd compile between people's writings about just interesting things about the community. Of course, we sort of fell off and became socialites, and Ashok took it much more seriously and created Hamsafar, a very powerful group, which is why the Pride March really happens.
Do you know when the Pride March first happened in Bombay?
So
when
these
was the
sort of
first
dates.
time you were a part of it?
I've always been there, but I can't remember date and time. I have a date
The
time
first
space
time
problem.
that you joined the Pride March, do you remember?
Whenever it started at August Kranti, it wasn't too, it was pretty recently. It wasn't so far away.
Wasn't, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember it being there when I was a kid.
No,
I started hearing about it, I think 2000s somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere
2003,
late
2004.
probably before that. I'm not sure, but it started recently, too late in life. And again, the problem with for me is it's become more of a trundle. It's not a parade, I mean, you have those and you have these trannies who really dress up beautifully and all
Yeah.
that, but there's not enough of celebration. It's like literally just walking, and it's really ugly now because the police give you permission to walk from August Kranti Maidan down Leamington Road, electrical stuff, Opera House. You turn in and come over that bridge and come back to this place. They don't even allow you to get on the main road and go to Chapati. So it's not a parade, I mean, a parade should be exuberant,
Flamboyant,
celebrating
yeah.
life, but this is like just a trundle. Of course, I go just to support the cause, but I feel like the cops have no right to. I don't see why we have to ask permission for them.
I think for traffic routing and stuff, they
So
probably
then
do
they
that.
should handle it. We should tell them this is where we're going. You
Yeah.
handle this shit. You don't have to ask permission from them. I mean,
I was waiting. Which word will he use? Then he said them. Okay.
Pandos.
So finally now, I think Article 377 has been taken off.
Yeah.
So good news in a way. But I want to come back to this because you said it when we were at your house and we were, I think, talking about this.
What did I say?
You said that India is more bigoted today than it was in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, but maybe I'll take that back. Bigoted is a big word. But yeah, it's more sort of because of the over-awareness and the sort of labels that everyone has, that people are more sort of, this good awareness in a way, but there's also that over-awareness then wants to slot people, which did not happen earlier. Okay, like you like men, women, children, goats, cows, whatever, fuck it, go and do what you want to do.
Maybe not children.
Well, people, but of course pedophiles, what do you think the whole world is about?
Maybe don't do it.
But Epstein is there, no? They're doing it and they're ruling the world.
Kill him, jail him, obviously.
But then you should jail half our people also. Because
Jail them. Please jail them.
They're all part of Epstein.
Please jail them. Whoever is guilty of with stuff
they
with
should
children.
Be. They all should be. But
Yeah.
so then the leadership team will go from India also.
If there is proof that anyone has committed such a crime, please jail them. No hesitation whatsoever.
They buy them. Anyway, they buy for everybody. So my thing was, earlier it was about basically do your thing, It's not about interfering with your ways in your life. Now it's become very much everybody's business as to what are you doing.
But
Who are you fucking? Why are you fucking?
But the thing is, 377 was an interference, right? Because
Right, yeah.
it said unnatural sex, which also meant sex outside marriage. So, right, any kind of sex which is not the so-called natural, you could literally jail
Like
people.
procreation.
Yeah, procreation,
Yeah,
you
for
could jail
procreation.
people,
Yeah.
right? So it was
So
right?
that's
And
also, that's good.
So that
3-7's
was
gone.
scrapped.
That's
so
a
now,
good one.
yeah. So now
But
you
the sad
can.
thing is, we're talking about the bigotry, is that the people now are a little more sort of, they may not point at you, but there's still this thing like, oh, I say, you know, he's a bit like that. But earlier that didn't really matter. I mean, it was flamboyant as you are, it doesn't matter. That's him, you know. There's little, I mean, of course, the acceptance is more sort of, let's say, intellectual right now. But saying that some of the younger generation from the interiors of India, who now, of course, moved to Bombay, but their parents are cool with it, you know. They've accepted them as they are, as a, you know, as a male couple.
Does it make you happy to see more portrayal of people with all orientations in Bollywood now? Like Dostana came out,
I haven't
and
seen it.
so Dostana was in fact, have you seen the series Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Huh?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's a
Nine.
police-based series, but not Indian police. I think it's Chicago or New York. I'm not
Okay,
sure.
no.
But I felt like that was the best portrayal of homosexuality I've ever seen on camera.
So I hardly
Because-
see commercial stuff. So I mean, like Bollywood, even if I'm in it, I'll wait
In
to
theatre, what do you think was the best portrayal of homosexuality?
see. I haven't seen any. Well, there's in New York there's a thing called Angels of America about.
I've seen
beautiful.
Al Pacino did a segment on it, right? He came and acted for a bit.
No, that's not a serial. It's a play about a guy and the whole AIDS epidemic and things.
So I've seen. Can you just Google Al Pacino Angels of America? I
haven't
have
it.
seen.
That may be a part something else. Yeah. That'll be
I know. I
interesting to
think
see,
it was someone videotaping him on stage.
Wow, if he did it, I'd love to have seen that.
It's fantastic. I've seen it.
Because that was very strange. I was in where was it? I was in Harvard.
It's Al Pacino, right?
Wow.
Right there. So
He
just
played?
go to images. You'll see with him in a blue suit.
So I wish I'd seen him do it. Yeah.
One of these will be Al Pacino. So I think they videotaped him
Okay.
doing Angels in America, and they released it
There
as
you
a.
go, Angels of America.
Yeah, there's lots of it, but I can't.
Just
So-
put Al Pacino. Did you put Al Pacino? Just put Angels of America, Al Pacino.
So I can see his
And
face
he did
down
a
there. There,
fantastic.
yeah.
This one on the right.
Yeah.
Angels of America 2003. Well, first row, one. Go to the second one as well. So he plays Roy Cohn.
Okay.
Go to the second one, second image on the right. Yeah.
So it'd be amazing to see him do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth a watch.
Yeah.
And
You've seen the. It's a film
I'm a
version.
huge Al Pacino fan. I've
So
seen
it's a-
anything Al
it's a
Pacino.
TV
I
mini
must-
series. Acha. So no, there was a Broadway play which they shot and they brought it. So it was really strange. I saw the book. I'm a book dragon. I love books.
You'd have read Milk.
Huh?
Milk.
I haven't read it. but I've
Harvey
seen the
Milk.
film. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So, but I saw this book called Angels of America in a bookshop at Harvard, and I was like sitting there, like I started reading it now. and
Why
I
were you in
couldn't-
Harvard? Performing?
No, just passing through.
Now that you mentioned, I saw Milk in San Francisco.
Oh wow.
The year it was, I was
Goodness,
there. I
wow.
was in America at that time. I saw it was a huge crowd, and I didn't know what was going on. There's
He
like
could have
Milk, and
just
then-
said, "I've seen the movie."
No,
I've seen Milk in San Francisco.
That makes a difference.
Ah,
I
thank
saw
you.
Milk in Regal.
I
Yeah.
am so sorry.
I saw it in Regal.
I'm terribly sorry that you can't keep up with my travels. You need to work on
You're
that.
rich
You need to
people,
work
no?
on
Take
that.
me. I want to see. I want to see Angels of America with Al Pacino on Broadway. Yeah, I mean that'll be a deal.
You should watch this. I think it's there. It'll be on
So I
some
saw
OTT.
the play, which was also brilliant. Yeah, but this is TV series, so it'll take
No,
longer.
but they
to get
also
to-
videotaped him doing. So he did it on Broadway as well, Al Pacino,
Okay.
and then he did a mini
Wow,
series,
wow.
and he won an Emmy for this, if I'm not wrong.
He's
We can double
brilliant.
check that. I think he won an Emmy for this.
Well, he's brilliant. He would. He should.
Oh, he's never appeared.
Ta, ta, ta.
Well, he's won an Emmy for. He's won an Emmy for this, but just check that.
He's
I'm
never
pretty sure he
won an
won
Emmy.
Where is it saying he's never won an Emmy?
A performance for which he both an Emmy and a Golden.
Yeah, he won an Emmy.
Oh, okay. Then
He did win an Emmy. But I remember an interview of him with that famous biographer who does interviews.
But this is your show, Al Pacino. Now he's gone. What? He's not here.
Where?
What are you talking about Al Pacino for?
I'm a big fan of Al Pacino,
Big
but
fan. I think he's got something.
no,
going with
you said Angels in America. That's why I went to Al
Ah.
Pacino.
Let's talk about Pride. The first time I went to a Pride parade, it was in Toronto in 2013. And, that time when people said, let's go for a Pride parade, I didn't know what to expect. And then I went out and it's like almost the whole city was there. And in fact, there were they were advertising for it in the company. Tomorrow's Pride Day, Pride. And when, there were colors, every company had a van, people were dancing. It was like,
You
it
guys
was like a
put up
celebration.
Toronto Pride
It
Parade.
was like a celebration.
Yeah.
And everyone was there. And, I was told, this is a
Nice,
celebration of life.
Yeah, it's a celebration of life, ideally.
And it was great. But then, as an ally, right? Later on, the different groups come out.
Images.
After some time, there was some
Mario,
yeah,
you're familiar?
yeah. It's wild. It's great. And after some time, what happens? You have different vans, and then you get how should I say? You get the little edges. How should I say? Right,
Yeah.
the kink. Right,
Nice,
and
yeah.
it becomes a little too much. I mean, if a family is coming, I mean, and I found that, well, people may enjoy, but I found it a little too gross. I mean, there was
What was
lesser and lesser clothing involved, and more metal involved.
Okay,
And
yeah.
people were
Leather.
displaying leather, and I mean, there was lesser clothing. At some point in time, it was almost like people walking stark. And I'm like, well, this is a celebration, but this is something I didn't understand. Maybe you can. Is this something which always happens in Pride, or?
Well, not here, because we're
Yeah.
far more sort of conservative about
Yeah.
that. I mean, yeah, S&M would be in every society, but ours would probably be very closed in. But at least they're out, If they're
Yeah.
into S&M, it's a whole BDSM and all that is happening there. And fair enough, yeah. I mean, why not? So, I mean, I think our Indian sort of sensibility gets very
Yeah.
with flesh, no?
Yeah.
We like to be covered up in, pardas and burqas. And so, I mean, we're not good with skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that's why probably the sensibilities got offended. But yeah, I mean, in fact, there's this whole other nudist group that goes cycling nude, in New York, they're like crazy. I mean, it must really hurt, but they do it,
No, I know they're new.
I mean, I'm just thinking of that seat being really uncomfortable after a while. So I'm more into convenience of it. Yeah, I mean, in fact, we are a country where we should be running around nude because it's so fucking hot all the time. I didn't say that. I didn't say the F word.
Would you ever do that?
What?
Cycle nude.
Cycle nude? No.
Or run around.
So he's open to other things. It's okay.
Cycling nude is painful. Why would you do that?
No, but I just think because it's so hot and humid, I mean, clothes are a nuisance because they're always getting sweaty and sticky. I would think just roaming around and maybe dabbing your perspiration is more.
Or you can you can go around in briefs. That should be fine.
So when they get wet and sweaty, they just go around nangu.
You started it. I have not even.
I mean, why not? I mean, pride is not about just the gay pride. Why not be proud about whatever your body type is?
I know they're nudists.
So that's brilliant. I like that.
Yeah,
Why can't you just be proud with who you
Just
are?
whatever your body is. I mean, I've put on weight. I'm not happy with it, but I still like looking at myself in the mirror and say, oh, shit, it's larger than it should be. Like, who's put all this bulk over here? But I think we have to befriend it and work on it if you don't want it. But yeah, I think, so I had this really overlarge neighbor in Goa, which is fabulous. I used to call her Betty Boop. I have no idea what her real name is. I have this problem with once a name, I've given somebody a name, that's stuck forever. So Betty Boop and I had little rooms and balconies next to each other somewhere between Baga and nowhere. And she was like big, and she'd wear these little bikinis and go thunking down the beach. And of course, the Indians go, trying to take pictures. And there was me behind like a sort of predator, go like, hey, thappar denge tere ko. I said, chalo, 200 rupiya there for it. That was 80. Give me 200 rupees for trying to take a picture of her. And she was also very angry, like, why should they take pictures of me? So I said, just go take their cameras and fling it into the sea. They have no right to take pictures of you. She loved it. And I, of course, adored her because she threw about 15 cameras into the sea.
Really? What year?
Yeah. She was like full on. Though she was large and she used to run up and down the beach every day, she was physically fit for her size. And just chased these men and they were, Indians in their shirt pant on the beach running like little sideway crabs and all that. And I said, go Betty, go Betty, go. And I'd chase them too. And I had there was a strange dog at this little, it was called The Only Place. And they named this dog Bujwala, because he went for any people wearing shirt pant on the beach. And that was all Indian tourists would come in shirt pant, take pictures of nudies. So Buju would go chasing them at the ankles. So there was Betty, me, and Buju would like keep the shirt pant tourist off that Zoom. So I'm proud of her for having just befriended her body as it was, and being comfortable. So that's, I mean, pride should be about whoever, whatever
But
shape you are in.
that is so heartening, because we all feel that we have to keep up the appearance of being fit, and somehow over in today's world, because everybody wants to be instable, and they want to put pictures of themselves out, and with that along with that comes the art of looking good. So looking good means you must stay fit. And you know the number of times I've swiped, I'll tell you this, I've swiped Insta, and there's this ad which comes, are you above 30? I'm above 30. Are you,
I mean, I'm not going there.
are you all above 30? Are you above 30? And do you have a belly? And are you looking to lose it? We are looking for people who want to lose their belly. And it's almost as if they're targeting people like me.
As you age, you're going to grow in many ways. In many ways. I know some people, like, I don't know, slog though.
But but the whole notion
Because I was a dancer, because I was like overly fit, and I was overly thin and very fit. I was like, I could run from anywhere to anywhere and charge like an animal almost. And now people say, oh, you put on weight, there is a God, there is a God. I said, yeah, and I'm going to shit on your fucking face, man, because it makes you feel bad about trying to make you body shame, and it's become a very in thing to body shame if you have a little bit of belly. You're like, okay.
Usually when we have guests on the podcast, either I know the guest or Mario knows the guest.
Yeah.
And if I know the guest, it's fine. But in your case, I had the pleasure of actually getting to know you a little bit more on a personal level, is what I would like to believe. One of the stories you told me about you, which I still remember, and after I went back from your house, it still kind of affected me a little bit, was the stories that people sought you out during their last few hours.
That is an amazing thing, yeah.
Right? So when was the first time that happened? And do you think there is a reason people do that? And I'm pretty sure Mario is wondering where I'm going with this, but it's not just one.
Yeah,
people in their last hours call Faredoon to come and sit with them.
So it started with actually my dog.
Yeah.
So I think I mentioned that. So no, actually it would have been before my dog. So
you mentioned your dog to me first.
So that was definitely the last someone who came to my bed. He nuzzled up to me. I had a small, adorable mixture of a poodle and a Lhasa Apso. So he was all wonky. He had curly hair, straight hair, short legs, long legs. They were completely bizarre, but adorable. And he'd come up and wake me up in the morning. Like, oh, get off, He woke me up, came onto my bed, nuzzled me, crawled up to the pillow, and we were sleeping together. Kach. And I was like, oh, I have to study 10th standard exams going on. And it was then he was sickly for many months. So he was like breathing funny. And I was like, okay, Babu, Jumble. His name was Jumble. I was cuddling him up, and then after cuddling, like, okay, now I got to go and brush my teeth and get on with life. Study. Went to the room, brushed my teeth, did my poops and all. I came out, and he was still in that place. It was normal.
Yeah.
Until I realized normally he'd start following me after all, but he wouldn't move. And then I realized he died. Oh. So it was traumatic at that moment. And that was the first time I had face-to-face with death, with death. And
could you just explain to the audience how the Parsis treat death? I don't think many people know that.
So that's an interesting one. So in fact, before that, the first time we had to deal with death was my grandfather who died. And my parents said, by mistake, obviously, say, no, you can't come. You're too young and you're not invited. Huh? My grandfather, you tell me I need invitation for his funeral? Dude, you're asking for trouble. So, of course, I was going there. Because Zoroastrians do a very different passing on. So, after the person passes away, we take them, we wrap them up, we say prayers to them, and after they're wrapped up and bathed, you're not allowed to touch the body. And they're taken to the towers of silence. And you're kept overnight, and you either take them into the towers at dawn or after sunset, dawn or dusk, basically. And I was determined to see my grandfather before. The Uttamna is a more pretty funeral without the body. So we have the body there. There's just a priest praying at the doorway and the two pallbearers who sort of wrap the body and then cover him up and put nail, because iron is something that grounds you. So in case there's some evil spirits around, that keeps you grounded. And they take the body up to the towers of silence and place them in it's not really a tower, it's about 2 stories high, and there are these grids. where they place the different sized bodies, so male, female, and children. And the clap and the vultures are supposed to come and feed off the body. The idea being, we can't desecrate the fire, we can't desecrate the earth. Also thinking way back, Iran, Iraq was Persia, it's very arid. So burial is very difficult because the sand would blow away. And you can't keep them in the mountains because it's very rocky. So they'd go up to the tops of the mountain and place the bodies down there so the vultures would automatically eat them. So even your last act is one of charity because we believe in philanthropy and charity to giving back to the earth. So it is quite a beautiful concept. It's also pretty gory to some people that you're putting to feed the birds. I mean, like Barbara Streisand sings the song, "Come feed the birds. We like her." So that's one way of looking at it. So my grandfather was the first time, and I demanded on going. Not only demanded on going, I demanded on staying there for the 3 days with my grandmother. I stayed there for 2 in Dungarwadi, which is a Parsi Towers of Silence in Bombay. And it's beautiful. It's like a hill station in the middle of Meadow Road. There are no peacocks anymore. I mean, there are no vultures anymore. But the peacocks, the kites, and the crows eat the thing.
There's a side note here. So in the 90s, there was a drug called diclofenac, which was fed to the cattle. And when the cattle died, the drug was still in their system. So vultures would feed on dead cattle's bodies, and the diclofenac affected vultures. So they would have internal bleeding and problems and pass away as soon as they fed on the carcass of a dead animal which had been treated with diclofenac. And that resulted in about 80%, 90% of the vulture
So we
population.
have no vultures in Bombay
We don't
anymore.
have any vultures anymore.
And also another thing was a lot of the Parsis would also die of various diseases. So all the medication and all that is also what affected the vultures, another thing. Another thing is they brought a lot of vultures from all over, from Rajasthan, from Siberia. Specialists from London came to breed them in Bombay, but I mean, not any sensible person wants to breed in the middle of the city. Only a few human beings, too many of them.
So, so there's a huge Tower of Silence I've seen in Hyderabad, Secunderabad, right in the center.
There's also Parsis there.
Parsis there. But like you said, you don't see a lot of, so you don't see these creatures.
The vultures they're very difficult to breed in civilization, but so it's the normal carrion birds.
So your grandfather, you were in the Tower of Silence for 2 days.
It was for me the first time to see a dead body, and I realized since then it's very important for me, especially for people I like and know, to see the body and have a closure and a farewell with them, rather than go to the pretty funeral, which is the Uthamna on the 4th day, where it's lots of flowers and prayers. It's lovely, but then that closure hasn't happened. So that was the first time I saw death close by. The next was Jumble, my dog. Then many years later, my upstairs neighbor was a sweet old Catholic auntie called Nana, and she used to bring like 1 or 2 flowers down, and we have lovely balconies where we grow our flowers. So we'd keep exchanging flowers. And as she got sicker and older, she'd call for me every other morning. I'd go and spend time chatting with her and all that. And I didn't see her for 2 days or something. And her daughter Irene, who's also no more now, said like, she's calling for you. So I went up and I was holding her hand and chatting with her. She hadn't eaten for 2 days, wasn't drinking. I said, like, come on, eat something. I don't want it. Now, what do you want? I want to go. So go. So she said, huh? I said, yeah, you want to go? Go. No, what else to do? So she literally kissed my hand and held on to me and died, And I was like, well, she's gone, I was like, oh, bloody hell, what do I do? So I told her daughter, of course, oh my God. And then, of course, everything had to go on from there. And it was quite a beautiful, quick little, departure. Forward wind, many years later, my dad had cancer. I had to fight with the hospital to bring him home. You can't just sit in the hospital waiting to die, Doesn't make sense. And what you're doing, you're giving him meds now, you're giving him meds then, and you can't operate. So let's go home. You can't, you're killing him. I say, you're killing him here, we'll kill him there. Same difference. So, of course, the sign and take over something it's called. Anyway, you have to sign a bond that you're taking the responsibility. Yeah. Took that, came home. 6 months to the day he did die, and it wasn't peaceful, but yeah, he was sort of going through death throes and all that. But again, there was holding him down, and so it's like release. I mean, there's no point extending the suffering. And he did also die in my arms. So that was number 2. Number 3 was...
This is happening, Faredoon. How's your mind at this time?
So my mind is now, it's like it's my duty to help.
Hearing the story is affecting me.
So it's something one has to help people release, and it is a finality for us, but it's also like you have to go on, you know.
Are you okay for a couple of days after this happens? I mean,
it hurts,
right?
It hurts. Grief is a lovely thing. It's a painful thing, but it's there, yeah. Especially when it's the mother, it's the father, it's the aunt, it's Nana upstairs, it's Jerson this side. It's like you're holding on to them. They're holding on to life, and you're saying, it's time to go. Let go.
Have you ever wondered why
me?
Yeah. I mean, why did they? And have you ever wondered why you're able to handle this?
It's something that's been
just natural.
It's something that's been given to me, and I'm supposed to do it. It's because somewhere along the way I've decided death is a transition. It's not the finality we see it as. It's something that, and people are so frightened. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to be frightened of it too. It is the most frightening thing that we face. What is the most frightening thing? Is like, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to deal with that fear, I think, is one of the penultimate dealing with fear. And there's something that's in me that I can help them across the path. So,
honestly, when you told me this for the first time, as I was on the cab heading home, I was on the train. I had finished hosting a walk for Khaki, and I was on the train heading home.
Yeah, we separated.
Right? I promise you, the entire train journey, I was just thinking of your story. I'm like, I don't know if I would be able to handle it.
Yeah.
Like someone dying in my arms once is bad enough. you have like 6, 7 stories of this.
Yeah. I feel now, I feel I'm blessed to be able to do it, to be there with the person. I get upset if someone very close to me dies without me being around.
But they specifically call for you.
Vilu auntie called for me. Mom, of course, I had to be there for her. Jerson, they called because they didn't know what to do, And
Have you ever heard of this? I don't think I've ever heard of anyone.
It's interesting. I have a different angle.
Yeah.
How do you, when it came to your own dad, right?
Yeah.
Ailing, you were there for him.
Yeah.
You didn't know he was going to go. He could have gone anytime.
Yeah,
he could have gone for a long time.
It could have gone on for 6 years.
But
it was really funny because at the hospital they told us he won't last more than 6 months.
Okay.
6 months to the date. 12th February, 12th August.
Okay.
To the date. I was like, wow. So that puts some sort of faith back in the medical system, which I don't really like. I'm very alternative.
Yeah.
So I'll eat half a tree and put rocks on my head and run around doing some shit rather than take meds or get operated, you know.
And this is the angle I want to come at. I mean, how tough is it to deal with aging parent? Especially since, they throw a tantrum and you'll have to manage it. You'll have to manage and stuff. When it's a neighbor, they probably won't be as open as they are. But when it's your own flesh and blood, they tend to be more open. And as they get old, you probably see parts of them which you never saw, but you didn't know before, and that part gets very tough.
That is tough. So, mom, 7 years of like dementia, cancer, all sorts of complications, and watching her become somebody else completely, and becoming this, you've become the caretaker, you become the parent to your parent, and it's a complete role reversal. It's scary, it's frightening as hell, but there's nothing else. You have to do it. I'm the only child.
You're the only child.
That's when I missed having siblings. I'm like, I need somebody else to do this for a while.
Why are you only Faredoon? You could have a partner. Why did you choose to be alone?
They won't look after the parent, no?
Partners look after parents.
Yeah,
my wife looks after my parents.
Yeah.
So
I'm not.
Have you just decided?
No. I try, but it's like very difficult for people to adjust to the overly liberal,
I don't think you care.
No, I don't care, but they can't handle it, no?
Acha.
I mean, it's like
No, but you have friends who are partners, same sex. They've been.
Yeah, I've got same sex.
And they've adopted children and stuff.
They've adopted children.
That's something you've never considered.
I love cats and dogs and not children.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen you with kids.
I'm good with kids, but they're other people's. No? They go away.
You briefly touched on alternative medicine. Off camera, you mentioned you're a Reiki master in your own way.
I did that, yeah.
So how did that come about? And can you walk us through what Reiki is?
Yes, and part of it. So It's very funny because, again, I took a friend who was going through domestic violence and separation, and me being the unfortunate one who knows both sides, both partners, like, oh, bloody hell, I'm caught between the devil and the deep blue sea as usual. She comes over, stays with me, stays at my neighbor's place, and I think someone mentions Reiki is this new healing thing that was happening.
What year is this?
89, 90.
Okay.
So that just come into India. And so I take her through a friend to a Reiki master so that she can learn Reiki, so she can heal her. For him to heal her, actually. He said, no, I will teach her how to do it. I said, fine, teach her. Take. No, you have to sit. Huh? No, not me. I brought her. You please use her. Do what you have to do. No, you sit. You have the energy. We want you in here. So I got pakraud. I loved it, actually. It is self-healing. You sort of cup your hands. It's like basic energy that is already there. And yes, I have too much energy. He literally called me like a puppy that has two tails to wag. So all that extra energy. So wag the tail and put the energy somewhere. And that's what it was about. So yes, Meena was there. She did the Reiki too. He wouldn't let me go after Reiki 1. I stayed on. He said, stay on, do Reiki 2 with me, but practice for 2 weeks, self-healing. And that's why I became a vegetarian.
Because of
I was
Reiki.
supposed to be a vegetarian for
You
that
have to be vegetarian to do Reiki?
For that, they said while you're doing a self-healing and self-cleansing, be vegetarian for a week. Became 2 weeks, became half a life.
Is there science to this, or is it all spirituality?
It is science because you rub your hands, just rub your hands together. Rub your hands, rub your hands. And I'll stop. What do you feel between your palms? Huh? Something?
Heat initially, but
Something, like something there?
No.
No, I didn't rub enough. There's like energy between it. Like it's too cold over here.
Some sort of like it's current flowing and I
Current.
suddenly got goosebumps.
Current, yeah, that's it. So if you rub it enough, we have chakras, right? And
Yeah.
chakras are like energy vortexes. So these are very powerful vortexes. The more you stimulate them and the more you sort of concentrate on them, the more energy flows. So you're just basically same energy, putting it elsewhere.
okay.
So that's what and you feel it. The more you do it, the more you get sensitized to it. So that's what you feel, yeah. And so, yeah, so I did Reiki 1, Reiki 2, Reiki 3 I did with my Ray masters, someone else who he had initiated. I met him randomly at a friend's place. What are you doing here? Well, I'm initiating them into Reiki. Come on, let's do Reiki 3. Come on, let's do. So he made me initiate myself and become a master. And then so giving people Reiki, I said, okay, now you just learn and do it yourself. It's a DIY thing.
So I said this to you off camera. I'm just going to say it on camera for the record. You have had the most interesting life I have ever met. Yoga instructor, dance, randomly learned Bharatnatyam, randomly learned Kuchipudi, acted in
Odissi with Potima Bedi.
Kuchipudi is Andhra, I think, right? Kuchipudi is Andhra.
acted in Captain Vyom, acted in Kal Ho Naa Ho. How did Kal Ho Naa Ho happen, by the way? We never touched on this. We spoke so much, we didn't even touch on the fact that he has a cameo in Kal Ho Naa Ho.
So because Farah Khan used to be a dancer in all the dance competitions and college dance competitions all over Bombay, and she used to keep winning. And as we judging these Malhars and Bhaidas and all these different college shows, and she and her partner Hemant, they were professional dancers, so obviously they'd win, but they were in college, So you can't dance, and so she used to keep winning all these things. So that's how I met Farah, and when she did Kal Ho Naa Ho, she wanted me to be a part of that. So that's why I was that bit, yeah.
But you had dialogues originally, right? I think this was just a
random dialogue, but it was in French, and I decided to use some French abuse, which Karan decided to have complete hysterics. So I think they dubbed someone else's voice over mine. Yeah, I never landed up seeing the full film.
So just put Faredoon in Kal Ho Naa Ho. He's there as the wedding designer.
Can't find him. So which scene? Can you tell
Kal
me?
Ho Naa Ho wedding designer scene.
Is that video logged in here?
Maybe. But just put wedding designer, you'll see him. It's there in the Mahiwe song. I remember he's there. Just put yeah, if you just play the Mahiwe song, you'll see him in a few scenes. And we'll come back to it.
So there's another thing that came up. So it was really funny. So I think also Dada's death did trigger a lot of energy. My father dying in my arms, and that's after that came.
Is this connected, by the way? People passing away in your arms and your ability to do
There's
Reiki?
something that happened that because there's energy, your energy just shoots off somewhere else, It's a very powerful moment to be.
It is.
Yeah, and especially your own dad, yeah, and your own mom. Mom is now. So So that triggered off a lot of Reiki, pranic healing. Vipassana came in after that. And also, I think due to also the alternative mindset I already have, it's very open to all this, you know. And then having done sort of other experiential things.
So on this note, I'm not ending, but I have a very interesting question. Interesting to me, of course. And I haven't asked the question because I have to do it in 7 words.
Because otherwise it becomes a story and then forgets
so-
what the
So,
question
you
is.
know, there are a few friends I have, and I don't know whether there's something to do with Reiki. I hear this a lot from young people nowadays, you know. I'm getting a lot of negative energy from him or her.
Ooh, yeah.
Then I'm walking into this room, this person's sending me positive energy. I'm looking like,
See,
what are you
For the
feeling?
negative energy you pointed at me,
Yeah.
and the positive energy you're pointing away,
Yeah, but
change that right now.
yeah, I'll change it. I'll change it. Positive energy, negative energy. So I'm, you know, I wonder whether it is just a figure of speech. You're just saying it, or do people, you know, I don't know whether
can feel it,
sometimes.
yes. So that depends on the person also. It is a figure of speech right now, but also some people just carry a lot of, like, you know, a dark cloud around them. Literally walking like, ew, you know. So you do, I mean, a lot of people feel that. And I think maybe as you're younger, you do tend to feel
Yeah.
other people sort of, you know. It's like what you're putting out there. It's it's like you walk into a room of strangers and you'll zero down to somebody and ignore somebody. Why do you
Yeah.
do that?
You think you will be comfortable, or maybe this negative energy they're giving out.
So
of
that's exactly,
to it.
that's the draw there. So that's
Yeah.
what your pull is, and
Yeah,
that one
pull
you
is
don't know. And then you chi.
Yeah.
It's a natural thing to some people, a lot of people, yeah. Sometimes automatically someone comes in and you shake hands and go, "Ew." Why did you touch that?
The most interesting person I have ever met. We will watch this later on, but I hope you had fun, Faredoon.
Yeah, I think so.
This
Yeah,
was, I think I've been dying to have you on the podcast, and you can see why. You can see the expressions on my production team right here.
They haven't said anything in between.
They were enamored in their own way. इसको देखो, style मार के खड़ा है अभी. Go ahead.
He said they believe in philanthropy, no?
हाँ.
I forwarded my QR code in the group. We can open it here on the TV.
See, bad jokes. They'll make these bad jokes
What is
once
that?
in a
I
while.
didn't understand it.
Philanthropy. He shared his
He's
QR code.
pretending not to hear.
Oh, okay.
You're better off not
Oh,
hearing.
you're like those the people who now have it on their safari suits at weddings now. So depending on what your QR code and you can go and have kulfi or you don't have kulfi.
Thank you so much, Faredoon. It was an
Pleasure's mine.
absolute
Pleasure's
pleasure to
mine.
have you on.
Thank you for having me.
This was,
Thank you,
if I
Mario.
forget, what episode number are we on?
23.
24 is in the books. Faredoon Dodo Bhojwala. You can find him on Insta. We linked to his Insta links on the video and connect with him. You can connect with both of us if you take a khaki walk. You'll see us
And I
hosting.
do corporate training and I
And
teach English.
he's a corporate trainer. He's a yoga instructor. So please reach out to him if you have a need for any such people.
Just give me your money and be philanthropic.
Exactly. Right? In the books. And have a fantastic day wherever you are in the world.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thanks.